Okay, not Larry's fault this time. He just messaged me. He's like, "Where's the link?" And I forgot that he uses the link. He doesn't just log in. So he'll be on. Larry will be on in a second. I just sent him the link. Curtis is back with us. We have some Transformers to talk about today. We have some New York Comic Con to talk about today. Here's Larry.
Hey, what's happening?
I was just saying, not Larry's fault this time. That was totally me. I forgot to send you the link.
One time I'm actually ready to go.
Yeah.
20 after. Bill didn't send me a link. I thought he was mad at me about something.
Yeah.
What's up, Curtis?
Totally.
How you doing, man?
So what's going on?
I'm doing all right. I'm actually pretty freaking fantastic.
Bill wasn't cursing you too much. So
Well, you know, my ears weren't burning, so I didn't think it was too bad.
Let's start with the chat here today. Let's check out the chat.
Oh, are we already on?
Oh yeah, we're live.
Oh, okay.
Yep. All right. So
Good deal.
We got Cloud Foxwell, Rob Zamora, Blake is in the house, Slink, Steph, Dave, Gears and Sprocket, Mirko Caldera, Rob Zamora, Ben G, Sath, Jeff Evans, OK Figures, Rick Jones, Mock Symbiont, Nikki Nicole. What's up, Nikki? Simone Barreto, Dub3, Rick Jones, Tanya McCoy, and Kevin McCoy, and Santos, and Mark R. What is up, everybody?
Simon said he got the New York Comic Con Mondo turtles. Are those the black and white, like kind of super deformed style? I know there's all kinds of NYCC stuff coming up, and there's a bazillion turtles things coming out. I just remember seeing like this weird looking. It kind of reminded me of like the Transformers, the Blokies, or the what was the something Kingdom or no, Loyal Subjects. It kind of reminded me of like Loyal Subjects or super deformed. I don't know if that's what he was talking about.
Yeah, not sure.
Yeah, he said, yeah, that's it. Okay. Those were cool looking. Did you see them? They're a little stylized. They're like black and white with the red masks. They're pretty cool looking.
Are they? Do they look like the first turtles, or what are they looking like?
No, they look like that you took like a modern interpretation of the turtles and squashed them down like Loyal Subjects or Super Deformers or something like that.
Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, they've done so many standard turtles in so many ways. Like, it doesn't matter what your favorite Turtles TV or movie property is. It's out there in perfect plastic representation. So now they're having to come up with new stuff. And I thought this was pretty clever.
Now, as a Mondo, is it 1/12 or 1/6?
I have no earthly idea. I don't know. I just saw,
it might be
a picture
non-scale. Like they do some non-scale stuff, like the vinyl figures and things like that. Like they have those turtles that are
excuse me.
Yeah, they have those ones that are like the vinyl figures
8-inch.
and 8-inch. Okay, yeah, so Fubi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of hit and miss on what the news is right now. Usually when I work with my manager, the way it works in med sales is you have ride-alongs with your manager, and usually he does 1 or 2 day ride-alongs, and he'll split the week up. Well, this week it would have been me and my coworker in Asheville, North Carolina, and things got destroyed out there. So he worked with me all week. So I've had like 3 days straight with him. So I've been completely out of touch with everything. In fact, I had to sneak off to the bathroom today at 10 o'clock to order the Walmart Optimus Prime and the retro carded Gears and Bumblebee to make sure I didn't miss those.
Nice.
So someone said Simone, you sent them to me where? Facebook, Instagram, email? Where'd you send those to me? We'll put those on
Pony Express.
Yeah, let's see. Blake says entire Monster Force Wave 1 on the way from Big Bad Toys. Yeah, I saw those were in stock. So if you're looking for those Monster Force stuff,
yeah,
the like Big Bad, Fresh Monkey, Dracula stuff. Like,
Dude, I'm gonna have to build another house before I start collecting another line. This is the room I'm running out of. It's crazy.
Yeah, those I heard them say like those will probably sell out. So if you want them, it's probably not going to be like right away, but like if you want those, I would say jump on it relatively soon. Did I order anything from Onel? Yeah, I did. I ordered all the blue stuff. Actually, let's pull that up for a second. So Onel, because I didn't put, there's a few things that I didn't have time to put into the slideshow. Actually, that's not all there anyway, but let's see. Let's see. Onel has a sale. Wave 10 something. 103 maybe. Let me share this.
Is that Yolo Park, Larry?
Yeah, it actually just came when it went up. This is the Nemesis Prime.
Mm-hmm.
And when it went up, the way they made it sound like if you didn't order it from their Japanese site, you weren't going to be able to get it. So I ordered it from Japan, and then like U.S. retailers have had it for 3 or 4 days, and it finally made its way to me. You know, it was on a boat for who knows how long. And I've got the Yellow Park stuff. I've got Prime and Megatron, and I have the Bumblebee or the Rise of the Beast Prime. I just want to see what the colors on this actually look like. Yeah.
I was just telling Bill before the show, my Starscream just arrived today.
Oh, see, I've not ordered that yet. I need to order that one. And then I've also got in my pile of loot, I have 3-0 Skywarp and Thundercracker. And I'm waiting for Sideswipe to go in there before I ship the pile because I know he's going to be in there this month.
Nice.
Who would have ever guessed we would spend so much money on non-transforming Transformers?
Right?
Right?
Like
those are the
like
Glyos, right, Bill?
Yeah, so these are the this is the Onel drop. So some of these are a mix of Onel / Toy Pizza stuff. So it's like kind of in the same realm as the Sea of Daggers. And so a lot of the parts are from the Sea of Daggers line. And this is their most recent drop. They have like blue schemed ones and then some like brown schemed ones and then a couple of these like clear reds. I ordered all the blue stuff. There was these two plus another one. I think there was another one.
That
So I
one
think
in
I ordered
the middle there, the brown head looks very Battle Beast.
this guy. Yeah.
It really does. Yeah, it just needs a rub sign.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I've seen that head on the I forget the body. There's a body that looks a lot like the Battle Beasts, and I'm pretty sure I've seen that on that.
What website is this if people want to go to get these?
This is onel.store. So this is the Onel website. And Onel is like the original creator of Glyos, and then anybody who does Glyos goes through Matt. His name's Matt. They go through him, and like he's like the main guy, and then a lot of stuff is like, you know, like his creations, and then people will like collaborate and, you know, make their own and then mix stuff together. So it's all like a big collaborative kind of thing. But yeah, Matt and Onel is like the sort of like the home base kind of guy for all this stuff. So Onel drops are usually pretty big deal.
Obviously, you know, I'm trying to avoid collecting a whole bunch of new stuff, but you got me the little black one at Christmas. Dude, I pull that thing out and I'll just sit and play around with it just randomly while I'm sitting. Like if I'm doing some kind of a module for work or something like that, I found myself playing with that little thing. I think it's a cool system.
Yeah, and that's the one. That's the Goss armor. That's the one that Four Horsemen helped design, which was the one that got me to like actually pull the trigger on my first one. And we're gonna probably have a little special guest on in a little bit. Somebody who was at New York Comic Con today. So
nice.
I think we're gonna have a little guest here. Blake says, "What up, Bill, Larry, and Curtis? Truly looking forward to the show every other week. Truly appreciate you all. 23 days to Legions Con. Wow, 23 days. I'm so freaking pumped. I'm like so excited for Legions Con. I cannot wait. Like I just want to skip. I want to skip over weeks. I know like a lot of people are like prepping and they're like, I need more time and all this. I'm like, I just want to skip over the weeks and get there. But thank you for the $5. That will help fund Legion's Gone purchases and giveaways. We do have a giveaway tonight. I have a
Oh,
Harry
nice.
Orc that I picked up at
sweet.
the table. It must have been back in the spring. I think that was the last show that I was there. Although I'm going to be going to a show this weekend. I'm going up to the Secret Galaxy Expo.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Yeah, it's only like an hour north of me. It's up in New Hampshire, and it's
I like that guy's
Toy
channel. He does some
Galaxies.
good stuff.
Yeah, he's amazing. And he's got Glyos. There's going to be some Glyos there. Like he's going to have his. I'm sure he'll probably have some extra copies of his previous releases, and then he's going to have his new one that's an exclusive for the expo, and then he's going to have.
Is he the one? He's not the one doing Glyos, is he?
Yeah, he has a couple of his own Glyos.
I did not know
one
that.
through Toy Pizza. It was
Okay.
the Dark Hawk, and then he did one through, I forget who it's, Mighty Maniacs, I believe.
Okay.
And that one, the one at the show is another version of the Mighty Maniacs one. And then George from Four Horsemen is going to be there, and he has a run of his Titan skeletons in purple, and he said he's going to bring some there, so I'm going to pick that up. Yeah, Rocom, Mighty Maniacs. Which, speaking of, we just got the Kickstarter, like, send us your mailing address, because the Kickstarter for the last one, which maybe over the summer, that's going to start shipping. It's in production, so it's going to start shipping like probably end of year. Yeah, the purple skeleton. We got Rob Zamora with a $5. With the help of Steph, I recently acquired one of my biggest white whales in the past 3 years, a 1000 Toys Onell Glyos Glide Ninja Dark. Nice. I remember when those came out, because I remember the synthetic human being like really popular at that time, and then they did that crossover. That's sweet. And Jesse talked about that experience when he was on our show at one point.
Is that an older figure, or was it just like really low numbers produced?
It's probably, I mean, both. It's probably 4 or 5 years ago at this point, and also, not they. I'm sure they didn't make many of them. But yeah, anyway, Curtis, what about you for recent pickups?
Oh, I got quite a bit of stuff actually. So I got the Jada Mega Man. Was picking up. I think I had a pile of loot that was getting ready to expire, and I was looking for some small things to add in there, and I was like, well, that fits the bill. So that it's really nice. It's actually my first Jada figure.
Mine too.
Really impressed with it.
Yeah.
And then I was in Chicago for a business trip, stopped by a Target, and found Prince
nice.
on.
Dude, didn't they do a great job on those Flash Gordon figures?
Dude, it's so good. So he comes with 4 different faces, and I can tell you exactly which parts of the movie the faces.
Oh yeah,
they did such a great job.
I bought the Ming. No, I didn't get the Flash Gordon. I bought the Ming because I love Max von Sydow, and I love his Ming the Merciless. I picked that up at a Target. I randomly saw that one day a couple months ago.
Well, speaking of Ming, I got one of those, but I didn't.
Nice.
It's not the movie one.
The comic version.
Comic or cartoon. I've been watching a lot of the 79 cartoon filmation series.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if you've seen that, Larry, but there's it was through filmation, Lou Scheimer, all that kind of stuff. And there's like the voice of Ming is the exact voice of Skeletor. Alan Oppenheimer does the exact same.
I was going to say, I thought Oppenheimer did his voice.
And there's a lot of stuff that you can see because that was like 3 years before He-Man, and there's a lot of stuff that they pulled in that I can see.
Well, interesting.
Didn't they do Black Star as well before they did He-Man, or was that around the same time? Black Star's Hanna-Barbera, weren't they? Or were they?
It might have been. I can't remember actually, but I know this. I was looking up like the voice actors and stuff. I think the voice of She-Ra. What is it? Britt? Is that Melanie Britt? Is that right?
That sounds right.
She does a couple of the voices in the Flash Gordon and stuff like that. So
wow,
it's a lot of the same.
Where are you watching? Just like YouTube, or is it on TV?
Amazon's got it for free.
Oh, Amazon. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's a really interesting series. I didn't remember seeing it as a kid, but And then Darla wanted me to show these off because I ordered these for us. It's a little me and Darla figures.
Oh, that's cute.
So Funko's now got this thing where you can create a 2-pack, and they've got a bunch of different accessories and stuff like that. So
do they not have gray hair option?
Not really. No,
calling out the lack of gray hair on that.
You can do it
right
all
there.
gray, or
okay.
it's all like
yeah,
one solid
tough.
color. So, and then little buddy dog for us.
Oh, that's cute. Is that just through their website?
Yeah.
Steph tried to do when G.I. Joe did, or when Hasbro tried to do that face print technology thing a couple years ago that failed famously. She got that for me for my birthday, and we tried to do mine, and none of them looked right because they couldn't get facial hair right.
Yeah.
It just ended up, you've seen the movie Powder? The movie Powder, bald headed. That's what mine always came out looking like. So we abandoned ship and said, we'll try this again. If they ever, get the technology.
I gotta say, they all kind of had like every time I saw one, they all had this like blobby kind of, just the face just was very vague, and it was never it never looked like anyone.
I don't know if you guys remember in the early 2000s when the nostalgia wave hit and Pat Lee and Dreamwave got the Transformers book, because he drew these big bubbly Transformers and no one ever seen that, so everyone loved it. But his human faces all had this same just dead look, and it became known as dull surprise. Anytime someone did a badly rendered human face, they would be like dull surprise. And that's what I thought about when I saw the Hasbro faces. Like, okay.
I saw that comment about dry brushing it. I probably will do some dry brushing of the hair, but they also had like these little accessories. So I gave myself, he's holding an action figure in one hand, and then he's got a paintbrush in the other. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. So they got a lot of different options there. And then right before the show, I got the YOLO Park Starscream in, which I haven't opened yet. But I did want to show this to you, Larry, because this came in the shipping box. It wasn't even in the regular box with it.
That was from their website, right?
Yeah. This is directly from them.
That's what I thought.
But I didn't see this like advertised anywhere that they were going to put that in, and
that was like the only way to get it was to pre-order it through them. Yeah, I saw that. I couldn't tell from the advertisement what it was. So
yeah, it was like it came on a card like this, but all of it was loose. So as soon as you take the plastic film off of it, then you can put it together. So so I will be working on putting that together probably tomorrow, because I was cutting open the box and somehow I lost my X-Acto blade. So
fun. Now that's not your first YOLO Park, is it?
You're not barefoot, are you?
No, I've got the Optimus Prime as well.
Okay.
So
it's not the put together is not like when you got to set aside an hour and a half like a flame tour. It's like this is a 5 or 10 minute job.
Yeah, but it is fun. I enjoyed that one with the Optimus. So
yeah, they look good. And now they're releasing animated versions, and I wish that I would have waited, because that's really what I wanted, was the cleaner animated versions. I don't know if I'll double up on those. Let's see.
Yeah, Starscream was always one of my favorites, because when I was like, I don't know, like 5 years old, my mom took us to a Kmart, and there was a guy there dressed up as Starscream. But stupid me, I thought it was like Starscream, like it was that was a real thing. And that was Starscream, and I met Starscream. I told everybody at school that I met Starscream. So yeah, whenever I'd watch the show, I'd be like, I met that guy, I know him.
I know him. That's my boy.
Yeah. Hey,
Jonathan's here.
What's happening?
Hey, what's
That's everything I got, Bill.
Do I sound okay?
Jonathan?
Yeah, we can hear you.
What's going on, guys? Thanks for having me on. Good to see your faces. I am exhausted. I am tired.
How you feeling about Secret Galaxy Expo at this point?
Probably not. I would like. I knew it like halfway through the week. I had myself convinced, like, dude, I'm just gonna get up really early. I'm gonna hop in the car at like 5 a.m.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw on like the book that I'm listening to right now. I still have like 27 hours left on it. It's gonna be awesome. Now I'm like, oh man, I'm exhausted. I'm not
One
even
day
sure
at New York Comic Con will knock that dream right down.
Yeah.
So now is that running today through Sunday?
Yeah, New York Comic Con is all 4 days, Thursday through Sunday. Yeah.
Got it.
And it is just a madhouse. Like it's nuts.
How close are you to that? I'm not aware of where you live.
I live in northwestern New Jersey, but it's about not super north. So about an hour west of the New York City.
Okay.
And it's almost from New York City to my house is almost a straight line.
What's
all
the
the way
name of the
across
town
the
you're in? Which turnpike exit are you off of?
Clinton. It's Route 78 is the closest highway, which also runs
Okay.
east-west. We're about 15 miles from the Pennsylvania border.
Okay. I used to spend a lot of time up in near where Kevin Smith's shop is.
Oh, yeah.
10 Falls and Red Bank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is basically down the shore. For me.
Monmouth County, yeah. It's a nice area. I like it a lot.
Oh,
Usually
yeah,
gets a bad
absolutely.
rap. It's cool.
But yeah, so I don't do I'm gonna just talk about the con for a little bit. I'm all pumped up about it.
Yeah, tell us.
Yeah, we
I
were
didn't know if I
going
was
over
I didn't know if I was
new
interrupting.
acquisitions. Did you buy anything?
A little bit, not a lot. But I did pick up a few things for some friends who reached out and asked me if I could grab some stuff for them. So I grabbed one of the Mezco, the new Doc Knocks.
Those look good.
Yeah, for a buddy. Brick, actually.
Did you take a little peek at it, or did you just leave it for him?
I have not. No, I'm not going to open it up. They had it on display there, so you could I checked it out while I was there. It looks awesome.
That's right. Yeah,
That's the one that they're giving at New York Comic Con before they ship the pre-order ones and making everybody mad.
Yeah. So I went to the convention today with Ryan. Me and Ryan Gonzalez went. Me and Rhino went. And we were talking about it because we were like the opposite. Sorry about that. Ryan didn't pre-order the Mezco Doc Knock, but then picked it up at the show today. I pre-ordered the Doc Knock, but didn't buy one for myself because I've already got it on pre-order and it was buy it now, so I can't even cancel it really, as far as I know. And I'm like, damn it! I'm like I would have just bought it at the show. Like, you're getting my money either way. Like, what are you getting?
It's tough though, because you never know. Like, if you don't get there early enough, it might sell out, and so it's just kind of.
That's true, yeah.
And then it's one less thing to haul around, I guess, too, right?
Yeah, but now I don't get it for a while, but that's okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be a while. I feel like
all of us don't have 40 things that are still waiting to be opened.
Totally.
Sitting around our
That's
floors
the
in
thing.
various
It's like
spots.
It's
open something you haven't opened yet while you're waiting for that stuff. While you're complaining about things that are late.
It's true. There's no problem. It's something else we were talking about so I'm down in my basement right now, and my daughter's birthday is actually Monday, but we're having her party next weekend here at the house. So my wife and I were down here. There's some things she wants to do in the basement, of course, in the last week before the party. And I'm like, fine, we got rid of some couches. We're getting another couch. And she was telling me that I need to move my flag because we need to move the couches back there. And she's like, that's got to go over there. And I was like, whoa. That's fine. We can do that. Just remember, there's an Eternia in a box right here and a cat's lair on the way.
Oh, my Lord.
So we need to find space for all that. And she's like, well, I don't know. You got to figure it out, dude.
I remember the first big thing I passed on because of running out of room is when they did the big classics Snake Mountain, because I have Grayskull and I wanted it. I just didn't have room for it. I had the money for it. There's no problem. I was just like, I got nowhere to put it. I mean, my classics collection consists of like just my He-Mans and Skeletors. That's all it's on display. I have every classics figure ever made just in a box. Boxes. So I hate that I've had to miss out on so many of those things, but it sounds like you're doing the same thing. You're buying them and leaving them in the box until you can find something to do with it.
Yeah. I mean, it's part of it is time. Like, part of it is it's sitting here. Am I going to keep it? But I don't know. I look forward to sort of rearranging everything and getting everything set up the way.
That Katzler is going to be 2 boxes, right? Like that, there was a lot of stuff coming with that.
They're sending 2 boxes, so I'm still not sure what I'm going to do with it.
That's crazy.
But one thing I will say, New York Comic Con, I am pleased to report that in the last few years, it really felt like to me that there was less and less of like the toy presence. You know what I mean? Like less toy makers, less new toys on display.
Post-COVID, it really seemed that way for sure. Yeah,
very much so. But now Mezco was back for the first time since before COVID. That was awesome. They had a bunch of stuff. Diamond Select had a bunch of cool stuff. Jada Toys had a bunch of cool stuff. It was cool. It was cool to have a lot of collectible toys like out and about.
Yeah.
Was Valaverse there?
Not as far as I know. And I say it like that because even if you think you've made it through most of the main floor, and I think that I did, I didn't see them, but I wouldn't be shocked if I missed somebody. Like I never saw Super 7, and Super 7's always there.
I knew that. I didn't think that. I knew that some of the big manufacturers weren't going to have a presence, but I was trying to think of which other smaller ones of stuff that I collect that might be there.
It's funny, like we were talking how like Mezco, like they have an awesome display. It's so cool seeing all the Mezco figures, like some of the older ones. Some of the ones that are on pre-order that haven't come out yet, like Indiana Jones looks amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And then they showed a bunch that I think people have probably seen by now that are haven't been solicited yet, are pending licensor approval, stuff like that. So they have a cool display. Darius was there working the Amazing was working the booth. Really cool. But like if you were waiting for exclusives, you'd wait like 10 minutes.
That's not bad.
And like Mezco is a big deal to me, right?
Huh.
Meanwhile, Tamashii Nations, like Bandai at the front, forget about it, man. Like,
Yeah.
like the line was like a couple hours at the beginning.
What was their exclusive?
They
You
had.
remember?
I ended up later in the day. I went back and I actually scored a. The main one was a Dragon Ball Z Super Saiyan Vegeta.
Okay.
Blue, like translucent with like an effects piece, basically the same one they did like 2 years ago, but like basically in blue. And then a lot of Dragon Ball Z stuff were the main like exclusives.
That feels like they're doing tons of like Dragon Ball Z. They're doing a lot of Kamen Rider. I think My Hero Academia. Like they did some reissues of Star Wars. They've not done any real Star Wars stuff in forever. They've got like a reissue Han, Chewie, Yoda with like some different faces.
Mm-hmm.
And then like from Marvel, Deadpool and Wolverine. Like that's basically what got me to meeting Bill was figure arts, and now the stuff that I collect, I really don't seem to be making anymore.
I still love it though. You know, randomly, I shipped a pile of loot because I had the Mezco 5 Points haunted house thing in it,
Mm-hmm.
and I was
that
looking
box that you were like, "What's in the box?" Post,
yes,
you know?
that's what it is.
Yeah, it took me like a week to figure out what was in there because I didn't look back at it, but it was that. Yeah.
So I looked in the BBTS sales to find something else to throw in because why not spend more money just for the hell of it?
Why not?
Spread that shipping out. And they had the SH Figure Arts 89 bats, the Michael Keaton bat.
Yeah. If it's as a statue goes, it's pretty nice.
I like the SH Figure Arts one. I thought it was fun.
I'll tell you, I sold my Mezco. I kept my Figure Arts mostly because I have an awesome custom cape on it. It really just like transformed the figure.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I got that same one. And I mean the figure arts now, they're still putting out Zack Snyder movie stuff. Like I've got in my pile of loot, I have I think actually it's the Flash from the Flash movie because I've got the Batman from the Flash movie. In my last pile of loot, I got Aquaman. So all the Justice, like any Marvel or DC stuff they do, I'm still picking up. I just keep holding out hope that they'll finally maybe one day do some Empire Strikes Back stuff because we've seen lots of images of stuff that's just like those. For whatever reason, those Japanese dudes don't care for any Empire. I don't know why.
I got the last Star Wars SHF I picked up was the Luke. It's the Mando Luke, but I don't know, that's my Return of the Jedi Luke, basically.
Yeah,
right. You know what I mean?
That and I thought that was a pretty great one. In fact, I bought two of them. I bought one because Bill tell you I buy two of everything, but I wanted one in his robe, and then I wanted one like just in his outfit. And I thought, man, this is tippy top. And then of course, Mafex is going to be shipping theirs pretty soon, and they always wait till they get final design, so theirs are always just a little bit more accurate.
Yeah. Cool.
So, anyway.
So I picked up that Vegeta. I picked up one for myself, and I don't know anything about Dragon Ball Z, but it's the New York Comic Con exclusive. It looks cool. And then I picked up one for for a friend too, and they asked me for something else Dragon Ball Z. But that was it. I had to go back later, and the wait wasn't too bad. But other than that, the only thing I got was I brought my bag down just in case. Check it out. Artist Alley. I picked up Darth Vader #1.
Nice.
And
who signed it?
I don't know how to say it correctly. Charles Soule.
Charles Soule.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah,
that's awesome.
There we go.
He's the nicest guy too, right?
So nice, dude. So nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, didn't even charge for the signature or anything.
That's cool.
Sweet.
Yeah, it was.
His stuff. I've been kind of dipping back into his Star Wars run. I never finished it, so I'm going to try to make an effort to like go through it because I know it's coming to an end. So I'm back on that wagon right now.
I'm about
Star Wars.
halfway through the in between Empire and Jedi because I like
Yeah,
you
that
after
run,
you suggested that I buy the Marvel Unlimited. I mean, I'm like three was it like 3 months behind on the titles, but I can read everything and it saved me a ton of money.
Yeah. So it was fun, man. From the beginning of the day, like there's a bus that goes right from my house, like almost like right around the corner into Port Authority, New York City. Took the bus there, showed up. Ryan was meeting me there. He was already there. Got there right about like 10, like the con opened at 10, maybe at 10:15. Outside, I run into Steph Delator, say what's up to him real quick.
Nice. Like randomly just saw him, or like you guys
just randomly we just ran
okay.
into each
Wow,
other. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so that was cool. I saw Cookie and Jim from the studio and Vernon from the studio, because the Horsemen were there with a part of another table. I saw Darius and KJ, who I haven't seen since PowerCon, and Machu Toy and J Shot from Between Two Sentinels, and me and Ryan were just running around all over the place, seeing a bunch of cool shit. It was fun, but I will say one thing. It's madness. It's the big cons like that are crazy. There's so many people, crazy cosplay, and you got to do it. I mean, or I do it every year, but I feel like you got to do it at least once. But it really makes you think about those smaller conventions, and it's like, whew, you can breathe, spend some time, like really hang out with people, so you appreciate that. It's cool to have New York Comic Con now and Legion's Con in a couple of weeks because it gives a very cool contrast between the two, and they're both cool for different reasons.
Yeah,
but I'm very I'm looking forward to Legion's Con even more now.
It's like you can't really just like stand around and hang out at New York Comic Con unless you go like out into the food area, the lobby area, like the outside area. It's just you can't. I went once. I've been to the Javits twice. I went in 2019. I went to New York Comic Con, and then in early 2020 I went to Toy Fair there. We got Christopher with a $2 super chat. I bought some vintage Exo Squad figures at New York Comic Con, Chris. And then Brick something says Charles Sewell's badass. He has a novel called Endless Vessel. That's fantastic. It's such a good novel. Everybody should check it out. Maybe that's a DorkLair option at some point. It's so good.
Is that the same one? Did he do a Kickstarter with a book, or was that somebody else?
Yes.
Okay.
So he did a Kickstarter for a book that is like connected to the Endless Vessel. I actually haven't read. I have it. I did the Kickstarter. I have the other book that goes with it. But I haven't read that. I haven't read that other book. But yeah, I read Endless Vessel. It's awesome.
Cool.
And then so let's pull this up now. Actually, let's start from the beginning. I was going to pull up the New York Comic Con stuff, but let's actually like kick it back to the beginning here. Hang on.
Mm-hmm. I want to show a couple things real quick before we get
going. We did.
Pickups. I had a couple of pickups that I wanted to, if someone didn't pick up, to recommend. Hasbro continues to knock it out of the park with their vintage or their retro line. So it's the Retro Cobra Trooper.
It's great.
Unreal
color. That color blue is awesome.
It's the exact correct blue. It's awesome. And there were, I got a ton of stuff in. Like I had a few G.I. Joe things come in, unexpectedly good. Raptor, really good. Like I love the more Falcons / Michael Keaton Vulture wing design. So that really works well. Super disappointing Road Pig. Can't tell you how disappointing that figure is. I would love to have 5 minutes in a room with no windows with whoever made those decisions. It's just bad. Just terrible. He looks like number one, if you look at the vintage Road Pig, he was just a big, burly badass. I was thinking, we're going to get Brock Lesnar as a Dreadnought, which is what we should have gotten. Instead, we got Kevin Arnold's dad from the Wonder Years. It's god awful. It's god awful. Nice. Again, surprised I like it.
A gap.
The Stardust. And what's the guy's name that does Darth Maul's voice? in Rebels?
Oh, that's Whitmer. Not Michael. The other Whitmer, Sam Whitmer.
Sam Whitmer.
Mhm.
So this is Sam Whitmer. He got a G.I. Joe figure. When you get it,
Yeah.
look at the face, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Earlier in the show, I'd said the Yellow Park Nemesis Prime came in. That's going to be a banger. And then this is something I was not collecting when these initially came out, Studio Series 32 and 35. I was not collecting retail stuff, but I have the original Jet Power Prime from 2009. So they had a 15th anniversary Dark of the Moon pack that came out. So that actually came the other day. Really, really cool, really well put together. I still think the Michael Bay movies are garbage, but some of the designs have grown on me, and the engineering in these toys is why I buy them. It's amazing to me that they've been able to do these things in toys.
That's kind of the mind-blowing part for the toys.
Especially like these Studio Series, they're like miniature masterpieces, and the masterpieces, don't even get me started on how amazing those are. And then I don't know if we're going to end up going over this one or not this week, Bill, but I almost called it masterpiece. Studio Series 86 Commander Class Optimus Prime, worth every freaking penny. This thing is. Now, if you didn't get this because you didn't want to pay the $95 price point for this in the trailer, I'm sure that just like Earthrise, they'll release this by itself. They're going to release it Battle Damage. They're going to release it Dead. They're going to release it Nemesis Prime. They're going to use this mold. You're going to get this figure till the molds fall apart.
They'll do it without the trailer.
They sure will.
Yeah,
they sure will. And I'm hoping they do a little different deco because I would like to have several versions of that mold. And then the last thing, and this I'm going to use this. I want to use this as a handoff to Bill. I already had the Studio Series Optimus Prime from Transformers 1. The Megatron just dropped. And I'm usually not very effusive about movies and such, but a couple of weeks ago I went on and on and on about how great that movie is. Please go watch that movie. Please let them see this thing generate some money because we need more Transformers like this. And Bill, you finally got to see it the other day. Tell everyone how right I was.
I went Monday. It was a holiday, right?
Yep.
But it was packed. Like people were in, and it wasn't like a big theater or anything, but it was like it was full. Like there were a lot of people there. And like it was incredible. The trailers don't really help the movie. Like it just doesn't really do it justice. And I can kind of see why. It's really hard to keep the story at the beginning, right? You for a trailer, you have to kind of keep it at the the first half of the movie. It's the second half of the movie that really the whole movie is amazing, but I think like the second half of the movie is like the trailer worthy stuff. And so I think that's the tricky part of making a trailer for this movie. That's kind of all I'll say in terms of like any spoiler-ish things, but like you got to see it. It fits right in with everything. Not that I'm like a huge Transformers nerd or anything like that, but like, Transformers.
It really doesn't matter
G1,
which continuity you like.
The
it's
movie,
going to work.
it works with the other stuff, and it doesn't feel like it when you look at the trailer. It feels like, okay, this is some new take on Transformers. It's really not. It's really the origin story, and it's fantastically done. It's got the hero's journey like front and center. Like it is a fantastic movie. I highly recommend going out and seeing it. And it's very well animated. Like it's a very big spectacle on a big screen. Like it's worth seeing on the big screen. It was fantastic.
You're cutting yourself short if you wait to see it when it comes home, because that big screen, for some of the vistas and some of the wide shots, you really, really, really want that big screen. And and my wife said the same thing. She was like, I did not expect to enjoy that movie. She said, I did not expect to like. She really, really liked it. But the thing that I will say is on reflection on it, thinking about more and more, one of the things that really shocked me is how much story they told in like 90 minutes. It was not a long movie. It was very tight. There was no wasted time. But it wasn't one of those things where you felt like they were just trying to rush to get to the next plot point. Everything was very organic and just yeah, this is, I mean, if you're a real Transformers fan, this is the movie you've been waiting for 40 years. It's so good. So
You know,
good.
you know what's funny? I saw it. I took my son to go see it. We went to go see it together, and I absolutely loved it. And the funny thing is, we saw the trailer. I forget what movie we had gone to see, and we saw the trailer for it. And it starts like the trailer starts like if somebody explained this to me, I would have been like, that is a terrible idea. Like the whole. I don't think it's a spoiler to say origin story type deal. I would have been like, that's not a good idea. But when I saw the trailer actually interested me a little bit. And then, so I sort of went in with some higher expectations after seeing the trailer, and it completely exceeded all of my expectations. It's the best movie that I've seen this year, and I've loved movies. I went with my daughter to see Beetlejuice 2 the next day, and it was fine. Like, it was okay. Transformers 1 was really, really good. I mean, so I would say anybody that, if you're a big Transformers fan or you're not, you're just like a little bit on the periphery or anything in between. If you were holding back for any reason because you thought it might not, whatever, give it a shot. Maybe there's somebody out there that doesn't like it, but I thought that was a really cool movie. And I would say, I think it is a good movie. Like, I had a great time with it.
Yeah, it's not just a good Transformers movie. It's a good movie. It's a well-told story.
Yeah.
And there are points, obviously, if you go to see the movie Titanic, the ship's going to sink. Okay? That's not a surprise. But it's well made if they get you to where it impacts you emotionally. And there are things in this movie that going in, I know what this character's path is. I know what this character's path is. But the way they get there, like, I literally was just like, no, like, don't go around that corner. There's the monsters behind the door. It got me like that. So anyway, I can't say enough good things about it.
There was one little thing, and I'm not going to say it now, and it's not even really a spoiler. It's just like a weird little dork thing that I thought about. There was something near the end that all of a sudden I thought they were going to do, and they sort of almost did it halfway for one of them, but they didn't go all the way through. And I was like, it's still cool, it's still awesome. It would have been awesome if they did this one little thing. And I'll say it to, maybe I'll put it in the private chat maybe or something. Or no, I'll just tell it to you later. I don't want to like ruin it for anybody, but there was one little thing that I was like, they almost did it, and they kind of did do it a little bit, but they didn't do it all the way, and it would have been cool.
The other thing that I like was they told a fully contained movie, but they planted seeds for several sequels.
Right.
Easily.
Oh yeah, they did.
Easily.
Yep. Larry, you're probably going to need another windowless room because Rob Zamora says some people are saying it's not as good as the Joker Part 2.
Are these people who went to the Helen Keller School of Movie Reviews?
Oh, God.
Did you have that one ready to go? That's amazing.
No, but from everything I've heard about Foyer Dieu, you got to be you.
You also ruined Titanic for Rob.
I heard that Joker stepped in the Dieu, but which is a shame because that was one that even my wife was like, man, when Joker 2 comes out, I want to go see that. Then we started seeing the reviews and we were like, oh,
maybe
that's what they did. Oh,
that was one where I was like, that's not a good idea. And it sounds like it wasn't a good idea.
Well, here's the thing. If they had done more of what they did in the first one, it would have been a good idea. But they didn't. Basically, the second one was a great big stone cold salute to everyone that liked the first one and why you're a bad person for liking the first one. And it's a shame, too, because, and it's not anything against the Joaquin Phoenix, dude, I would show up to watch him read Mary Had a Little Lamb. The dude can act his butt off. Lady Gaga is one of my favorite singers, and I loved her turn in American Horror Story. And by all accounts, she did a great job in this movie. It was just I don't know if the director was just like, okay, I don't really want to do this, but you're going to force me to do it. Give me the money, and here's what you get.
I've heard that's what happened, where he was kind of like just saying like, all right, if you want to do this, I'm going to just do this wacky shit and screw you.
That's what it seems like. And it's a shame because for years, Marvel putting out their not so great stuff has been telling us, oh, it's comic book fatigue. It's fatigue. And then Wolverine and Deadpool comes on and proves, no, there's no fatigue.
Yeah.
There's no fatigue. If you write, and for the people who saw Transformers 1, same thing. If you tell a compelling story with well-rounded out characters, if you understand the hero's journey, if you do those things, people will crawl over each other to give you their money.
All right, so let's move on. I just wanted to show my one pickup aside from Optimus Prime.
You found your Alf. Yeah, you told me that.
Yeah, so it was available on the site. I forget who messaged me. It might have been Brick. I can't remember who messaged me. But I got the Alf. I mean, it comes with the Rubik's Cube. It's the totally 80s Alf. The Rubik's Cube. It's got a TV that actually has a hook thing, so you could like hang it if you wanted to have it like mounted somewhere. It's got that retro video game that looks like a cross between a Nintendo and a ColecoVision and an Atari, like all mashed up together. And then it's got the classic 80s shaped skateboard with the rails and everything.
Oh, that's cool.
It's just amazing.
I love the colors.
Yeah, it's got so, I mean, even like the pizza box has like the grease and stuff.
A grease stain.
Grease stains. It's got a couple slices of pizza, some sunglasses, like tons of just awesome stuff over here. Really sweet. And yeah, so I just dropped something in 1 second.
When I've gone into Target, I've looked and I still have not. I mean, even though you have it, I've still been looking because I'd like to get a look at it. I've still not seen it in the wild anywhere.
Yeah, and the package is sweet too.
Got my turtles.
I mean,
cool. Nice.
Nice. So you got the
Joy Toy turtles.
Joy Toy, yeah.
They're kind of badass.
I'm
not even a big turtle.
Those were those were like the 3 3/4 that like more muscular, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's cool looking. I like that.
My review is like blowing up. Like it
dude, that thumbnail
is doing so well.
Is ridiculous.
Yeah,
like I had like YouTube that was like it jumped off the page.
Thankfully I was able to reuse those shots I did, and I didn't have to take a new shot for the thumbnail. But yeah, just kind of like having that logo behind them just felt like the right.
It's good.
Thing to
You
do
said it was rushed or whatever, but it plays really well. It's a fun review, man. It's like a rewatchable one too.
Yeah, I think you can go on Target right now and buy that Alf. Like just order it online. The week it went up, they had a deal. It was like, Larry, remember the deal they had? 20 off 100 or 20 off? I forget what it was.
That's why I picked. Well, there was one other thing I picked up that was sent to me. I got the Dead Brawn and Ratchet 2-pack.
Oh, right. Yeah, I saw that in store recently.
I got that and a Hulk Hogan figure that normally all that stuff together would have been like $80. I got it for like 48 or something after all the sales and discounts and stuff. Something ridiculous. One other thing, online stuff today, Walmart's Collector Con thing started today. So the 40th anniversary G1 Optimus Prime was up. I don't know if it's still available or not. The vintage or the retro carded gears, it's the same as the legacy gears that just came out, but it's got a G1 head, so it's a different sculpt. And then there is a retro carded Bumblebee, which is not the Bumblebee that's out. It's the VW Bumblebee that was exclusive to Walmart in I think it was War for Cybertron Netflix exclusives that nobody can find that mold. So those were up, and if they're sold out on Walmart, they were also on Hasbro Pulse. So the Bumblebee and the gears are shipping in March, but if you order that 40th anniversary Optimus Prime, it ships. And in fact, I just got shipping notification for mine right before we got on. So if anyone's looking for those, they're available at 2 places. Sorry, nice. I'll shut it now.
All right, so let's get into some new stuff. So as always starting with Mythic Legions. So we have the skeletons. We had a little teaser last time, and now we know what exactly they are. So this is a simultaneously available pre-order from Store Horsemen and retailers for the same price of $99. You get 4 skeletons. Curtis predicted this pretty well with the pumpkin head, alternate heads, and stuff like that. So you're getting they're less than $25 each technically, and the original one, the last one they did was 26. So this is actually like a fantastic deal. Really nice. And it'll be available till the end of the month. So if you want this, definitely get in there and put in a pre-order, because these will not be available. You know, the retailers might order extras and have some, but like they'll eventually sell out.
And a little shout out too to Wolf King Customs. A lot of different retailers are offering these, and you know, different retailers have different deals and stuff. Wolf King has some really good deals where you can choose a couple different options and get all kinds of like 3D parts and stuff like that, and it's a pretty good deal. So anybody that's looking into it, I would say check that out.
Nice. Also currently available is the in stock. This is in stock is the Heavy Gunner, the Tusk Heavy Gunner from Cosmic Legions. So if you want that, you can pick that up. And they got a few other things, a couple like Cosmic All-Ins, Anubis and Bastet set, and of course all the same stuff that's been available for quite some time is still available. And then we got a gifted 10 memberships from Joe Gonsalves. Thank you, Joe.
I like the way that they're doing it with the, you know, kind of the retailers being able to offer it for the same price. It really feels like, you know, with their new pricing structure, that they're really helping out their retailers now. So I like that.
Yeah, it's nice that they can do that when they can, and be able to have it be like the exact same price. It's really cool. Looks like Boo Cat got the gift sub. Nice.
Well, like Boom Cat.
Late night at work, so I can't stay, but just wanted to do my part. Thank you, Joe. Thanks for stopping in. And the other thing that already feels a little bit old at this point, but that we haven't talked about on the show yet, is the Stavros figure, and that is currently available. That's only Big Bad Toy Store. This is in celebration of Big Bad Toy Store's 25th anniversary and Four Horsemen's 25th anniversary. And this is, you know, a repaint of, and like some different combination of parts of the various, like Kragnar, Arakagor figure going on here. This thing looks awesome. A fully black version of this is amazing. And I love this body. I love this buck. And now we have some cloth good, shirt, for lack of a better word, tabard, right, going on. Really cool piece.
Yeah, those soft goods are amazing.
There it is with them off. And it comes with the sword and the axe. So that's nice. It's got both of the like weapons for this scale.
I mean, when you think about like other lines, like a Mezco figure or a Mafex figure, or, you know, any of those import type of things, you know, you're going to be paying more than this for a 6-inch figure. This is a 9-inch figure with soft goods, you know, just super sculpt on it. Yeah, you can't beat this.
Yeah, it's so good. And there's Trevor's photo right there. Just an awesome shot. Just pops right off the screen.
His pictures just make everything look just a little bit better.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta love the red and black too.
Yeah. And that's, you know, that's a Big Bad thing where they do a lot of reds in a lot of their exclusives. Update on the book, Lair. We just finished. Well, we're in the midst of the final week of Frankenstein. Yesterday, we published the questions, and over the next few days, people are answering those. It's been an awesome conversation, and we're going to be moving into the next book, which is going to be The Crystal Shard by R.A. Salvatore, which is the original first book that Drist appeared in, Forgotten Realms, so Dungeons and Dragons world, and so we're gonna start that. We're gonna do it in it's book one of a trilogy, and it's like the middle. It's like in the midst of a massive, huge, like 40 book story about Drist, right? But it was the original first Drist story, and it was a trilogy. We're reading the first book, which is broken up into 3 books. So we're going to read those 3 books over the course of the next 3 weeks. That should take us right up to about Legion's Con. And then I think the week after Legion's Con, I may have us take a week off just to like catch my breath after Legion's Con and not have another thing to do. But yeah, so this will be the next 3 weeks. So if you want to do this is a little different from Frankenstein, because Frankenstein, you can just grab it online. You can listen to it on audiobook on YouTube. It's essentially a free book, right? Like you can get it wherever. This one's a little different, so you might need to like get yourself a copy, reserve it from your library or whatever. So if you want in on the next book, a fresh start on the next book, we're going to read this. We're not going to read like the series or the trilogy or anything. We're going to just read this, and if it's great, people will love it, and then they'll go and read the rest. If not, then they won't. But I like the idea of the DorkLair being potentially a place where like people can like dip into a new series and read the first book and talk about it together, and then like decide if they want to go on to more.
Point of order. It would be nice as you go forward if people knew ahead of time what books you're going into next. So if they're a slower reader, maybe they could get kind of a jump start. Just FYI, just throwing that out there.
Okay.
Not that I'm saying I'm a slow reader. I'm just saying.
We read what you were coding.
Some people maybe.
So I announced this a week ago. That's still not enough. 2 weeks for a third of a book.
For some people, it may be.
More? Okay.
Yeah.
I will. Okay. So I will start thinking about. I'll try to start thinking about the next one. Like now. Like I'm going to start thinking about what the next one's going to be. So we'll be moving into mid-November. So we won't be ready for like a Christmas book yet. So we'll something in between to bridge us over to like maybe December being a Christmas book. So I'll start thinking about what the next one's going to be, and I'll try to get that out even earlier. So that's a good point. Curtis isn't a slow reader. He's not a reader at all.
I resemble
syllabus
comes out
for the full year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the original cover art. Yeah.
It's like when you go to, a college class for the first day and you see like, what they're going to go over for the whole semester, and you have to decide whether you want to drop the class or not.
Sometimes it comes down to the amount of, well, back in our day, like all four of us, sometimes it comes down to the amount of money you're going to have to spend on the damn books. It was like, it was absurd. The money that books cost back then was just psychotic.
Mm-hmm.
And if you could find it used or not.
I was going to say, you always made sure you were in class on the first day, so you'd have a shot at making it to the bookstore while there were still some used copies.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Audiobooks are great. Like, the one thing is like, sometimes you want to like just flip.
You can't highlight an audiobook.
In the middle of the conversation, when you have a discussion, it's tough to like flip back to a certain part in an audiobook. So the first Wheel of Time book would be good. That would be a good one. Eye of the World, is that the name of the book? I read the first couple, but I never finished the series. I need to get back to that. Okay. As always, shout out to our channel members. Thank you so much for being members. I do need to do better at like doing some exclusive stuff. I in retrospect, I probably should have posted those turtles a little early, and done like an early look for the members. But I got to do a little more for that. And then last week's Hedgehog and Blake, last week's super chats. Thank you so much. And we're gonna do a giveaway. So I want to pull up hold on one second.
Feel very honored to be on a show together with Curtis. I feel special.
It's pretty rare.
Special.
I don't do a lot of shows. So yeah.
All right. So we're going to give away, like I said, let me pull this down for a second. A Fury Orc.
Sweet. Super sweet.
Fury Orc.
Beautiful.
Which is an amazing figure. And the hashtag is going to be Furious. So enter Furious in the chat. And we'll continue with some more news. And then we'll give that away a little bit. Don't let me forget, guys. I always get lost in the news and then I forget. I also need to remember to pull up Elric, because some things didn't make it into my into my slideshow, and Elric was one. So let's start with Elric. I think I pulled it up on Facebook here somewhere, or not. Yeah, here it is. Let's pull that here, and I want to share. This. All right, so here's the Elric post from Savage Crucible. This is pretty cool. This is a book we could do. We could do the first Elric book, Elric of Malnibone. Really cool character. If you haven't really like dipped in, I have only read a handful of the books, but there's a ton out there that he's written, Moorcock, and like it's like there's a pretty diehard like cult following for Elric. It's not like the most popular fantasy series, but it is like one of the most well respected. It's up there with like, it's, you know, when it kind of came out around, I think a little bit after, around the same time of Lord of the Rings, and it kind of like resides in that same kind of era in terms of like literature. But yeah, so here's the look at the Savage Crucible Elric, and they did confirm it will be a Savage Crucible branded figure. Looks awesome. He's got that ancestral armor that is the Dragon Lords. These are very much a the Dragon Lords of Malnibone are like very much like an inspiration for the Targaryens.
I can see that.
Yeah. I mean, even just thinking about like House of the Dragons and Daemon's like whole look, like it's like it looks almost exactly like this, you know.
Yeah,
it
that
looks
armor
awesome.
really does.
Mhm.
I'm hoping to see it Sunday. I'm assuming Savage Crucible will have it at the Secret Galaxy Expo because they're gonna be there on Sunday. So I'm hoping to see it in person, take some photos, ask them some questions. But it's a totally different take, and like this armor and like this look of him in his armor for war and battle doesn't really like capture this character well. I mean, this is very accurate, but like the character is this very thin, emaciated, sickly drug addict, essentially, who is a wizard.
Raceland?
He's a sorcerer.
Raceland.
Yeah, Raceland, right? Like he's you know, Raceland probably was inspired probably by Elric, but like he's a sorcerer, and he's physically like weak, but he's super powerful in terms of like his sorcery and stuff, and his wisdom. He's like a super well-read character and stuff. But yeah, so this is pretty cool. I'm excited. And then we'll pull this back up. Yeah, it's from the first two books, which is, you know, I've read the first 3 or so books. Yeah. Okay. Let's continue here. So we have the before we get into New York Comic Con, we do have these went up for pre-order before New York Comic Con. Were they available as well at New York Comic Con?
They are, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so we have the Mobster Lobsters. That look awesome. I did not order them though. It's just like too much. Like having 2 in a row, like bang bang. I just couldn't do it. These look cool though, especially those head sculpts.
I love the soft goods. They're so good.
The suits, yeah, the
Yeah.
suits.
Yeah, the
basically.
zoot suits are fantastic.
I mean,
Yeah.
even if you aren't a fan of like the, you know, whatever the lobster look, you throw a different head on there. Those suits are just great.
Yeah, it's a head swap away from just being some kind of gangster.
Yeah.
Yep. So comes a little mini shrimp lobster guy.
Fredo.
Some hats. Bunch of
I know it was
guns.
you.
Blast effects. And then some trench coats to go on top.
It's a cool looking set in person.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Nice.
But-
You skipped it too.
Yeah, yeah. It's just
It's
There's
tough.
already
It's like
too much
it's
stuff,
so
yeah.
it's such a tough time of year to be just like buying 2 big Mezco drops in a row. You know,
I was
just
gonna
bang,
skip
bang.
the
There's
Doc
a
Knock
lot.
too. I was gonna
A
skip
lot of
it.
times they do like, okay, here's a rumble and here's a horror, or you know what I mean. And it's like you don't have to worry about like crossing streams, or like it's just like, okay, they are totally separate. I'll buy one. I don't need the other one. But this is like two that go together. It's tough. It's like $300+. You know. Endless Fables loves the look of them too. Blues Brothers customs with those would be sweet. Yeah, actually, like if you think about that, they have pretty good shape for that too. Cup of hot dipping butter.
That sounds delicious. Sounds delicious.
Yeah. All right, and then we can get into photos. So some of the I actually got to take the banner down now for a little while, but it's hashtag furious. So some of the photos are from Preternia. Some of them are from Jonathan himself over here, Hedgehog.
Nice.
So we have. Do we know a name of this reporter?
I don't remember seeing one.
I think there's a name, but I can't remember it. Somebody in the chat let us know that this reporter has a name, but he's kind of like saving her from, you know, whatever big Cthulhu octopus monster, you know. And then we have the frog, which does have a name. And again, I'm drawing a blank.
Yeah, he's
Ribbit McGee.
Ribbit McGee.
Mhm. Yeah.
It's a good name.
Woodford.
Reasonable to me.
Woodford.
Woodford.
Yeah. Okay. Penny Presstopper is the reporter, which is a great reporter name. Johnny Frogs.
I like it.
That's a good rival to the. We should do a poll: Ribbit McGee versus Johnny Frogs.
On the next PGG Live.
Tangerine.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they did show her before. This is the second time we've seen Tangerine. It's looking really good.
Can't wait.
And then we got some of the new ones. So Thor, like a lot of people have been waiting for a comic Thor, and this like hits really hard on that classic comic Thor look to go like right with their classic Iron Man. They need to do a classic Hulk. They haven't done that yet, right? Like that'd be good. But this looks great.
And just to kind of reinforce what Larry was saying, I put that Starscream together in the last, however many minutes while we've been talking. So they are
So
pretty
that
easy
simple.
and quick to put
Oh,
together.
Yellow Park.
Was that your first Yellow Park?
Second, I did.
Second,
I had the Optimus as well. So
Right. Yeah, and confirmed Woodford for the frog.
but they are
But
fantastic.
Doc Knock himself confirms that it's
Well, there you go. I mean, it doesn't
Thanks
get
for stopping by, Doc Knock. Busy man.
direct from the source.
Don't forget Samurai Jack.
Yep.
We won't. This probably for me is probably my favorite reveal at the Mezco booth. The Thor is close second, I think, but Conan. This will probably end up being the best movie Conan 1/12 scale figure that we've had yet. Like this figure looks awesome.
This
Yeah, it
blows away
really
the number
does.
7.
Looks like they're using the body. I think it looks very similar to the other Conan figure bodies. So, I one thing I would warn people is don't expect this to be like super tall. Like it's probably gonna be around the same size as the first Conan. It looks like the same body.
Now I know the pants are soft good. Those boots, does that look like the fur?
No,
on that?
those are
Is that
sculpted.
Okay.
Yep. And then the movie Wolverine.
I saw this. I didn't think the face looked that great.
Yeah, I was kind of meh on this myself.
I think it's not. I hope it's not done yet.
Which is funny because this
Yeah.
face looks great.
Oh, that looks fabulous.
Yeah,
face
that Arnold
looks
looks really good.
His like the shape of his head feels weird. Like his face seems tiny and his forehead seems huge, and it's not just the hair. It's like there's something weird about the shape.
Yeah.
And then there we go, Samurai Jack. Looks awesome. Although I will say, the cloth goods are, I guess it's Samurai Jack, but like CJ did one years ago, and it like this very suspiciously looks like a lot like CJ's cloth.
This makes me want a Blue Eye Samurai line from
Right?
Mezco. Yeah.
That show was awesome.
So good.
Yeah, this is a good point because they're doing turtle stuff. So Usagi, like, they could totally do that.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they've been doing samurai for years. I mean, they had the lone roach, right? And they had the Ronin Wolverine. Like they've been doing the samurai cloth goods for a long time. Doc Savage, that's a deep cut.
Dude, that one I saw and I was like, wow, they really went deep on that.
Yeah, right. Old school comics, right?
Super old.
Super old school comics.
I need to get me a pair of those pants.
You don't have a pair?
I think I could rock those for sure.
With the boots.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of stuff in his pockets.
And the fully like exposed chest.
Yeah.
Terrifier. I haven't watched any of these movies. The tiny hat. The scariest part is the tiny hat.
For sure.
Why is this hat so small? No.
They're doing so now we're moving into NECA. They're doing 2012 Turtles. Pretty cool. I know a lot of people for a long time the best ones were the Revoltech ones, and they were just like impossible to find unless they were knockoffs. And so I think a lot of people are excited to see this finally getting some love. Yeah, Nikki's thrilled about it. King Castle.
Oh, Trevor had the same idea as me with the Blue Eye Samurai. That we're within that 2-month window of Legion Con where our brains sync up. And we stop fighting. We start loving. Yeah. Yeah. The rest of the year, not so much. But the 2 months before Legion's Con, it's like we just stars align and yeah.
You're holding hands.
Yeah.
Thank goodness it's only the 2 months.
They're dancing off into a meadow with the music playing. Let me tell you about my best friend.
We got some more Mirage Turtle stuff here with Super Turtle. Pretty cool
that guy
there.
a tooth? What is that guy?
It's like a brain. I forget what it's. He was. I forget what he's called, but there was a boss of those guys, and he was a guy with like a brain, and I forget what he was called.
That turtle definitely works out.
They're like little minions.
Love the dumbbell.
Domes.
Good.
Yeah, I can see it now. Domiacs or whatever. So there was Dr. Dome, which was like a sort of a Dr. Doom, like play on Dr. Doom. But, okay, and then this guy, forget his name too, but he's like a samurai. Speaking of samurais, samurai dinosaur guy, also from the comics. And over to the left is like the there's another. It's like old. Raph. I forget what that was from, but yeah, there's like a lot of just like comic stuff, just deep cuts, like one issue type stuff. And then Shoj or something like that. And then we're moving into Jada Toys. We have Scooby Doo. These look amazing. Like just like the shape of these.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like this guy would have got away with it if it wasn't for that dog.
Darn kids.
Yeah.
Zoinks. Yeah, these looked awesome. Like they're just so colorful and fun, and like they always had a crowd around them whenever you walked by.
Yeah, I mean, like just look at this stuff. Fruity Pebbles are doing the Flintstones via Fruity Pebbles cereal branding.
That's nuts.
And the cereal figures, I have a couple of them because like I just couldn't resist as soon as they came out.
Yeah,
I have Frankenberry, Count Chocula, Boo Berry, and
I almost bought the Count Chocula just because of childhood nostalgia, and almost type 2 diabetes. But
do any of you guys? I mean, I don't eat cereal at all. Like, do any of you guys just make it a point to walk down the cereal aisle?
I do. I fantasize about it all the time, and then I've turned into an economist when it comes to nutrition. Everything for me is an opportunity cost. So it's like, okay, if I ate that box of Cocoa Pebbles, what is it going to take to get rid of it? And it's a shame because Cocoa Pebbles and Raisin Nut Bran, I could live on those like forever and ever. Amen.
Right. Yeah.
Love them.
I get one box of Frankenberry every year, and that's the only cereal that I eat for the whole year. So
I still like cereal. I do a lot of Raisin Bran. It's delicious. I add raisins too.
Have you ever had Raisin Nut Bran?
I have.
That's my all-time favorite.
I could use more nut-covered raisins, but that is a
you
fantastic cereal.
Yeah, it really is.
Slivers of almonds.
I was a big Raisin Bran guy back when I ate cereal. 1/6 scale. We've got actual prototypes now of that buzz off that we saw. I think like the key art for. This looks awesome.
Yeah, that sucker's nightmare fuel.
This will be me going back to the Mondo well. I'll probably get this. And hopefully they won't do any variants because it could be hopefully it'll be just a one-off for me with Mondo. Because
Bill, I think it's real cute the way you said probably. I really do. I want you to go on record as just saying that's just absolutely adorable. And a new faker. Come on.
Yeah, new faker,
Yeah,
like
faker
kind of
looks
like the deluxe treatment, right? That they're getting.
It's kind of like what they did with. Well, no, it's not. I mean, it's sort of what they did with Scareglow. It's updated much better, but he doesn't come with a robotic battle cat. Oh Lord, I don't want to give him any ideas. So.
I almost got very mad with Funko though, like convention mad, like not real mad. Like if you ever been to a convention where Funko is, like it's always like a madhouse.
Who's been to a convention in the last 10 years that hasn't had Funko? I mean, besides like specific things like PowerCon or Legion's Con or something, but it's everywhere.
Yeah, and it's so the way they do it is like the Funko booth is like a room, like in the middle of the con, and like you have to wait in this massively long line to get in. But people
set it up like a pop up.
Yeah.
Okay.
But people do because they love Funko Pops, and it's like I don't get it. It's not my thing, whatever. But because Funko has Mondo now, we were just looking for the Mondo booth, and it looked like at one point that you had to wait in the Funko line to get inside and look at Mondo. But thankfully, that wasn't it. You had to like go like down and around, and then you could go into like a little Mondo area. So that was cool. They didn't have a ton of stuff, but it was cool.
I was going to say, did they show anything besides the buzz off and the faker, or was that it?
That was it as far as stuff that was new. And the faker had been released online, I think, or at least the pictures, like in a day or two ago. But they had some of like the more recent stuff, not brand new, but they had like the Trap Jaw was available for sale. One of those giant vinyl Scareglows, they had one of those. So not a ton of stuff out on display, actually.
I was trying to find.
The faker is still available. It went up for sale today. My understanding, there's only 1,500 made.
Oh, this is up for sale already.
Yeah, it's up on their site right now. $245. But it's one of those once it's gone kind of things. So I'm actually surprised it's still there.
Yeah, me too.
Somebody had mentioned. Here it is. Rob Zamora with the $2. Trevor mentioned the DC Ben Cooper stuff. There was so those NECA Ben Cooper kids, they're now going to do some DC. They had a Superman and a Batman on display. I don't have those pictures handy.
Take a picture of that?
But yeah, that's pretty cool. I distinctly remember having the Batman costume when I was a kid.
Can I get a third? Can I get a third windowless room for the Mondo guys, please?
So there's now a sub conversation about like cereals. Like everybody's favorite cereals. Honey Bunches of Oats is actually like an awesome one.
I think you mean Homey Bunches of Oats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice. It's funny because every day in my classroom, my warm up is I'll put up a paragraph that has 10 errors, and I'll have the students copy the paragraph and then fix the errors. And then I'll go over them and I'll read the sentence, and I'll always like auto correct in my brain, like some of them, like especially a spelling error like this. And the students always make fun of me because I'm always like correcting it. And they're like, there's nothing wrong with that sentence, Mr. Dranowski, because you read it correctly.
Mr. Janowski. That's
They
great.
never call me Mr. They never call me Mr. Janowski. They
Mr.
call me
D.
Miss. They just call me Mister.
Yeah.
Mister.
Hey, Mister.
Well,
Hey,
Bill,
guy.
Bill, your name breaks the mayonnaise rule. That carried serious
many
penalties
syllables.
when I was in high school. Hey, to Curtis's point, took me about the same amount of time to put the Nemesis Prime
Oh,
together.
there you go.
Nice.
Yeah.
I know I'm not tricky. It's an accident. I'm trying to like read the sentence so that it's I'm reading
The real
errors.
question is how many errors do they fix, and then how many new ones do they create when they retype the error?
Right? Yeah.
The real question is why you don't walk around the room like a substitute teacher from Key and Peele, smacking them, telling them, "Homie, don't play that."
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, Bill and Hedgehog, did you guys catch the Key and Peele reference when Bumblebee was introduced?
No.
I didn't, but he's one of the he's the voice,
He's
right?
the voice of Bumblebee, but you remember his two imaginary friends? Bumblbee's imaginary friends.
Yeah. The little
Oh,
bots he
from
made,
down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
one of them's name was
It's like Steve. One
It
of them,
was
maybe?
hold on
Steve
a
was one of
second. No, hold on. Bumblebee, imaginary friends, Transformers 1. Let's see. Keep going. I'll find the name of it.
All right, let me pull up this. Where'd it go? Let me share my screen. I just lost track of it. Where did it go? There we go. There's the there they are. Okay, so there's actually Superman. It looks like Batgirl, maybe?
Yeah.
Joker, Wonder Woman, and Batman.
That's nightmare fuel right there. So
I
that's not good.
I always bring up Kooky Spooks. Do you guys anybody remember Kooky Spooks?
No.
I still haven't seen Creature from the Black Lagoon. The name of his Bumblebee's imaginary friend, the two dead robots that he was, one of them's name was A.A.Tron.
Yes.
A.A.Ron, remember? Come on now.
A.A.Tron.
All right, so I'm gonna pull up. Can I pull this up? Hang on. Okay, there it is. All right, let me share this tab. Okay, so this was a Halloween costume thing that I remember having when I was a kid. Oh, there you go.
Good stuff.
Nice. It was called Kooky Spooks. All right.
Oh,
And it was
gosh,
like
I had one of those.
it was an inflatable
Yeah.
alien whatever head at the top, and then you painted your face
Holy
with the
crap.
color of the costume, green usually, and then
Memory
Kooky
unlocked.
Spooks.
Nice job.
Right?
Bill.
Like
Yeah.
that. And it was funny, there were many years
Mhm.
before like everything was on the internet, right? Like before you could find anything in the world on the internet, there were many years where like I was not sure if this memory was real. I was like, was that a dream? Did my dreams like morph the Ben Cooper costumes into like these head things? And my sister, who wore this damn costume right beside me, like we both had it, she was like, no, it never existed. And like it was like this weird thing where like I was convinced it was like not real. But
Your sister Mandela affected you, huh?
yeah.
To be clear, this is not a picture of you as a child, is it?
This is not me. No, I just pulled this from the internet. No.
That would be cool.
That looks like me and my sister though. This would be me on the right. I was kind of like, bleh, like kind of like chubby and like, bleh. And then my sister was kind of like prissy and like, huh.
Those look like something out of that. Well, remember the HR Puffin stuff thing with the freaky thing on the island? That's what that looks like. Croft, the Sid and Marty Croft show. Boy, that was some nightmare fuel.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Doc, yes, that is the Yolo Park Starscream, FYI.
Steph, this is like a 20-year like journey of like remembering. Like it wasn't just like, oh, I suddenly remembered it. Like this was like a journey.
I didn't until you threw up
Anyway.
that picture. It was just like, yeah, brain
Nobody
exploded.
nobody thinks it's real until like I mention it and show the pics. All right, back to this. I think, is that it? Oh yeah, that is it. That's all the news that I have in the slideshow. Of course, there was tons and tons of stuff and a lot more. There's even probably some more in the DorkLair Facebook group for people to check out. But we need to do the giveaway. What did I do with it? It's right here.
Do have a question for Hedgehog while you pull that up. So I know you were really excited about Mezco coming back to the con. So did it live up to your expectations?
It was awesome. I mean, the display was awesome. So it was very. I went back to their booth probably like 3 or 4 times just to check out the display.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I will say, Mezco was legendary years ago for like their swag bags, like at New York Comic Con.
Mm-hmm.
Swag bag. I did get a free mini comic, free Doc Knock mini comic.
Oh, nice.
So that's cool. So
He's in the chat. You should see if you can get him to sign it.
Yeah,
that's right.
Sign it for me. Meet me at
Did you run
Legion
into Bronze Rage? Do you know who that is? I forget his real name. Damn, he's always at the Jersey conventions and stuff.
If I did, I didn't
dresses
know
as
it.
Doc Knock. He has a Doc Knock costume.
Oh, he was at ZoloCon.
Yeah,
I think he's in one of my videos.
Year.
Yeah,
oh, is he? Yeah, nice.
Yeah. No, I didn't see him today. I did meet Eric Keys when we were there. I think we ran into him.
Nice.
From the Cabal. He's a guy from the Cabal.
Yeah, he's in the DorkLair group too. Yep.
Yeah. But that's it. That's all the people.
Not to, also Doc Schlock Doc is. Don't believe him. He's fake. Right. Let's let a few more people get their Furious in again.
Oh, I'm sure we can get up to 60, 58 right now.
Fury Clan Orc given away.
So to answer your question, sorry.
Yeah. Go ahead.
To answer your question, Curtis, it was awesome. Like, I'm really glad they were back. It was a great display. I had a lot of fun checking it out and taking pictures and seeing some of the new stuff. It would have been cool if they actually brought back the old swag bags. But I like my mini comic. It's cool.
Gotcha.
Let's go for 69.
Nice.
We're up to 60. I don't think we're gonna get to 69. Give it one more minute. I think we're gonna forego. Let's just one more minute and just a couple quick, because we're getting a little late here to do the full review of this. But some thoughts, Larry. Some overall impressions of the 86 Optimus.
This is a masterpiece Optimus that you can pick up at retail for $90. That's what this is. The engineering is awesome. Now, some folks have complained a little bit about the backpack. I don't think it's that bad when you look at the overall size of the figure. And when you transform this figure and you see what they've been able to do with the engineering, with the chest, with the legs, with everything, and then you look at the posability, all the points of articulation, the ankle rockers, the double jointed here and there, all the different ball joints.
It's got the flip up.
Yeah, it's got a flip up skirt. Yep, just like
right?
you would have on the masterpiece stuff.
So you can kick the legs all the way.
Well,
out.
all of the famous poses from everything from the fire that they've got, little fire pieces you can attach under the cab when he takes off, to the iconic him in the air shooting down at
Megatron.
Ramjet and Dirge and the Insecticons and Soundwave when he's flipping through the air after his transformation. Every one of those poses, from him standing at the ramp of the arc saying Megatron must be stopped no matter the cost, all the way through to that, every single pose this figure can do flawlessly. The only thing, if I had to nitpick, Bill, I'll show the inside of the Matrix Chamber again. They didn't do any detail or any painting inside the Matrix Chamber, but the reason for that is that type of plastic the type of plastic they had to use for that, for whatever reason, one of the engineers talked about it.
The softer stuff.
The paint would not adhere to it. Exactly.
It's the softer
So the
stuff.
sculpting's in there. There's just no paint detail, but that's why. And for whatever reason in this engineering, they had to use that type of plastic on that piece. But this is absolutely this is a gorgeous piece in every way. The colors are perfect. That there's nothing. The only thing I would change about this is give me an option to buy it for $50 without the trailer, 40 or $50 without the trailer.
Yeah.
And I'll get a couple more of them in different color schemes, hopefully.
Yeah, it's like, if you can't stomach the 90, just wait.
Just wait.
They're gonna do it as a standalone, and you'll be able to grab it for
because prior to this, everyone thought the Earthrise was just like the tippy top, and Earthrise was a great Optimus Prime.
It's awesome, yeah. But
they did that one, they did that one individually packaged, and you're going to be getting that because they're really, with this 40th anniversary for this year and next year, they've got a lot of Optimus Prime stuff going on. We've got we got the missing link earlier. We've got basically what's a dumbed down, a smaller plastic version of missing link that's coming out, the Universe G1 that's going to be out in January. They just did a 40th anniversary of the G1 today. The big masterpiece for next year is God Genrai and Power Master Prime. They just announced the God Bomber armor the last couple of days, so you can order separately. So there's gonna be so much Optimus Prime stuff. And then next year, Hasbro's, so they had the War for Cybertron for 3 years, and then the last 3 years have been Legacy, and then this year was Legacy Evolutions. The next trilogy is going to be Power of the Primes, and the Titan. The rumor is that the Titan for next year is going to be Starsaber. So, the Titans have been the 24-inch plus. So there's going to be all kinds of Optimus Prime stuff. And in a line that's called Power of the Primes, you can count on seeing more of this mold. So, yeah, if you don't want to pay the 90 or whatever it's going for on the secondary market right now, because I think it's pretty much sold out everywhere till Target
it's
gets
up
their
on
stuff
Big Bad.
Oh, do they still have it up? Okay. It was sold out for a little while.
If they do it as a standalone, what is your guess on the price of it?
40 or 50. I'm going to say 50. They'll probably do it as a leader and do it as 50. That's my guess. Because they'll pack him with his blaster, and they'll pack him with his energy axe, and probably some blast effects and the Matrix. And between that and all of the different parts and paint apps on the figure itself, I can't see it going for less than 50. But I'll say this, of all of these primes that I bought, even my masterpieces, this is the only one that I have the trailer open on display. So nice. The trailer it's a great piece.
It is nice. Yeah.
Very, very nice.
One thing I haven't done is I've only transformed it once back and forth. And like what I like to do is just like I like to just sit with it and just keep going back and forth with the transformation.
Yeah.
Which that's something I still need to do with this. And it's just based on that first transformation. I know it's going to be like a fun one to sort of memorize. Like I like to try to memorize the transformation. It's fun. It's
very intuitive after you do it the first time. I usually watch either Prime versus Prime or MGO for my transformation videos. I love watching Prime versus Prime because he's so freaking enthusiastic. Like this dude is just like,
yeah, he is.
If you want to watch somebody who really loves what he does, like it's infectious. I've watched videos of things that I was kind of lukewarm on, and by the time he finished, I was like, I've got to have that.
This is by Hasbro.
Yeah, this is Hasbro. This is the main line. So this is going to be at your Target.
Studio 86.
Yep.
Which is all their all the 86
all the movie stuff.
Figures. Yeah.
And there's some stuff that is from the that would fit within that line that's in the Legacy line. Like Legacy has Gears. He wasn't in the 86 movie, but he definitely fits the aesthetic.
Cyclonus was not in the 86 line, right? That was
he was. Yeah. They did him in the
it was 86. Okay.
They did several releases of Cyclonus. They did him. They did, I think they did a Kingdom release, and then they did a studio, because I've got 3 different colors of him.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
I've got 3 different colors.
I was just trying to think of ones I have that are not technically Studio 86.
Well, they released him outside of Studio 86
Yeah,
as
I
well.
might have
Same
got
thing
him
with
outside,
Scourge.
yeah.
Scourge, I think, was either Kingdom or
Yep.
I think Scourge was Kingdom as well initially.
Yep.
And then they did a Kingdom Now, Galvatron has not been released in Studio 86, but they're going to. And it's going to be the same mold, but it's going to be in movie colors. So this will be the third Galvatron. They did one that was kind of sort of movie color, but not quite. Then they did a whatever that special line is where they do the repaints. They did one in toy colors, and then they did a Scourge and a Cyclonus in toy colors.
They did one. They did one, the purple one too, the gridded one.
Yeah, that's what yeah, they did that in that same subline where they did the toy colors. So I've got all those up by my Unicron. But yeah, they'll be doing that in Studio Series 86. Actually, Bill, now that I'm thinking about it, you may be right. Because I know they did 2 Cyclonuses, and one of them was a Target Master. And now I'm second guessing myself. He made, because I know they did Scourge in Kingdom in 86. I think you're right. I think Cyclonus they did in Kingdom, and then they did it in that premium line, and that's when they did the dark purple repaint with the Target Master. So I think you're right. So we may not have a true movie color of him yet.
Cyclonus is one of King
my gosh, Cyclonus from IDW Comics. And here, let me give you this one. If you liked Cyclonus and IDW Comics, the New Age Legends line, they've got a perfect IDW version of him, sword and everything.
Nice. All right, we're one away from that magical number of 69 that Rob wanted us to hit. So
somebody doesn't know the number we're thinking of.
3, 2, 1. We did it. We did it at 69.
70. Yeah.
We did this. Hey guys, we did the 69.
Nice.
Why do I feel like
Curtis's name came up a bunch? Lewis Christensen Vids. Congrats, Lewis. Email me at podcast@dorklair.com and I will get this out probably tomorrow. If you email me tonight, it'll go out tomorrow, if not Saturday morning. But
if it would have landed on me, I was going to have you respin it. I was just trying to help us get to that number.
It's funny that your name, like, I feel like when that happens, a lot of times it comes up as the winner.
Yeah.
But yeah. Just email me podcast@dorklair.com, Lewis. Awesome. Thanks for the support and congratulations. All right, let me pull this down and wrap this up. So John, are you going to go back to New York Comic Con tomorrow? Or
that's kind of like the plan, but we'll see, because I only have a limited amount of time. I've got to shoot back home for family stuff tomorrow night. So if I do go, I couldn't stay any later than 3. So we'll see. I have a little bit of work to do in the morning. So if I get caught up with that, there is a chance maybe I won't make it back. But as of right now, the plan is to go back for a few hours.
Wasn't there another con this weekend you were going to try to possibly hit?
That was the SGX on Sunday up in New Hampshire, but I pretty much decided I can't make it to that one too.
Gotcha.
Well, if you want me to try to grab you, like if you want the Dan Larson exclusive or anything, let me know. I'll grab it for you.
Oh, awesome, man! Thank you. That would be dope.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that because it's been, I think, the last any toy show I went to was the Shop the Curiosity back in May. So yeah, I'm looking forward to hitting a show again. Like, it's just like a long stretch of summer of like no shows.
I have some of the other ones. I have the SGO one and the Dark Hawk.
Oh, you got to get the 3.
Yeah,
you got to get the third one. I'll grab you one of those.
Thanks.
What are those again?
Dan Larson's own
his Glyos.
collabs with Glyos.
Gotcha. Yeah, you were talking about those earlier.
Yeah.
Very nice.
There you go. Yeah, it's got his, like, I love that one because it's got his color scheme. It's got the laser tag thing going on. It's got the Nintendo Power Glove. Like, it's got some really cool throwbacks. And the other one is like it's based on his artwork and his comic book creation that he did back when he was a kid.
It was it was pretty cool because I had like Toy Galaxy was one of the first toy channels that I really got into, and I got into collecting 6 years ago, whatever it was. So I remember when the what was it? I forget what I think it was like in a top 10, and he did a riff on like the Marvel Legends, like Darkhawk, and he had done his own, and he was showing like pictures of it and stuff. So it was kind of cool when he actually got it made. Like I remember that video, him talking about the character he made as a kid. So that was kind of cool.
You know, speaking of Glyos, we should probably mention Legion's ladies. Steph Orkin is going to be having a special pre-Legions Con episode Tuesday the 29th. So that's basically 2 weeks from now, almost a little less than 2 weeks from now, right? Like next Tuesday is the 20th, 22nd.
22nd. So
following. Yeah. So tune into that on the Legions Ladies. I'll be on that. Marty from
giving them the edge over the year.
Yeah, Marty will be there, and then a few others will be there. I think I want to say she's going to have Nate Barch on there. Steph, throw in the names that are going to be on there.
Yeah, he was on the thumbnail or whatever.
Yeah.
She's gonna help me get my first Glyos at Legion's Con this year, so I'm dipping my toes in.
Yeah, Steph, I will try to grab you one as well. We'll see how many he's going to let me buy. I don't know how many.
Yeah, I don't know if there's
I'm friends with him, so hopefully he'll be like, okay, like he'll trust me that I'm not just buying them just all for myself, and that I'm buying them for friends.
I mean, that's pretty impressive, but I know Starscream's personally, so I'm just throwing that out there.
He does.
I met him in person. So
no ray your ass if you don't watch it.
Yeah, Marty from God Beast and his son. Okay, the other one was his son MJ. Cool. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun time. Like I'm still like a Glyos baby. I've only been collecting for a year, so there's just like so much. It's such a large world of like stuff that I'm still just learning about and whatnot. But
were those Nerds figures technically Glyos, or they were just the other War Beast? Oh yeah.
No, yeah, they were technically Glyos. They are the Warlords of War. So I can have them.
I didn't realize that it was only one in a pack. I got one, but I never opened it, so I didn't realize it was just one. So I don't know which one I got.
Well, it's like these two reversed. So one of them would be like the body of this and the head of this, and then the head of this and the body of this, and then like various parts swapped on these. And I still have. I mean, I obviously I haven't opened even these yet, but I still haven't. I don't think I'm gonna end up opening these. And they have some nerds in there.
And they're scented. And Bat Bomb did the art. I didn't know that.
Yep, Bat Bomb. Yep.
Yeah.
Anthony Hernandez. Yeah, I haven't even dipped into those yet. But
I'll probably open it tonight.
Nerds.
I just shared something down there, Bill, if you want to pull up, just, so people can know. I mean, there it is. There's the proof.
Personal.
Yeah, in case anybody wanted to see me and my personal friend Starscream, who I believed was absolutely real. There you go.
That'd be pretty badass. Is that a Kmart?
It was at a Kmart, yeah.
Hell yeah.
God, we all had that jacket too. Man, we all had that jacket.
I miss Kmart.
Hey, did you guys hear the last Kmart's closing? Like, I don't know.
Is it really?
I'm surprised there was still a Kmart, honestly.
I feel like there should have been a documentary on that, like the last Blockbuster.
Blockbuster, yeah.
Oh yeah. For sure. They should just do one on those stores. Like a whole documentary on like Ames, Caldor, Kmart, like Bradlees. Yeah, like just all of those.
That's gonna be Secret Galaxy when they start running out of topics. It's gonna be the history of Kmart.
I don't even think you need to run out. I feel like that's
I'd watch it.
A banger right there.
I would absolutely watch it.
I remember when I was in the 8th grade, I would go to the library after school, and then Mom, when she get off work, come pick me up from there. But next door to the library was a Kmart. I'd walk over to the Kmart, and this was right about the time that Transformers Generation 2 was out, and all these weird colored Autobots and Decepticons were showing up, and I would scroll back a little bit of money, and I remember I scrolled back enough money and I bought a Starscream. I scrolled back a little bit of money and bought I can't remember, a couple. I had like 2 or 3 Generation 2s that I bought over at that Kmart.
That's awesome.
Very cool.
When in my town, when I was like in high school, middle school, really like middle school, not really high school, but when I was in like middle school, Kmart was like, people treated Kmart like it was like the worst, most like scummy thing you could do. Would be
like it was
shop
right
at
next
Kmart.
door to picking up a
like,
welfare check.
They were like, "Oh my God, you shop at Kmart?"
We had one that was like a mile away from our house, and my dad would travel for business. We only had one car, so my mom sometimes would walk with us down to the Kmart, and we would shop and get any toy, and then we would get a ham sandwich. They had like a deli thing, or like a I don't know, like some sort of counter. Yeah, cafeteria. We would get a ham sandwich, and it was like the best thing in the world.
And it's funny because like Kmart was like super like cheapo, but like everybody was like, okay, Ames is fine and Caldor is fine, and like all these other ones that were like the same thing, like the exact same thing. But like for some reason, Kmart had a stigma, like
James
the Blue
Way.
Special.
Yeah.
You were not cool at Kmart. Love the Slurpees. All right, let's wrap this up. It's 10:17. Curtis, what do you got going on this weekend?
Tomorrow on Let's Go Off World, we are talking about the best movie montages. So that should be fun. Yeah, we're
that's a tough.
So the Rocky training montages occupy places 1 through 6. You know that, right?
There are several of them, yes.
And then Team America World Police right after that.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's
Rocky gets 2 through 7. I'm putting Team America at number 1.
I cannot confirm or deny if any of those will make our list, but it should be a lot of fun tomorrow night. So
nice, that's good. Hedgehog, how about you?
I'm sure we'll be doing SDL Saturday. Regular time is 6 p.m. Although we ended up going earlier last week at our old time, 3 o'clock Eastern. I really liked that a lot. So if we we'll confirm tomorrow and post about what time we're going to go on. And I did just this past week put up a review of that Heavy Gunner. I tried to time it with the in stock sale at the same time. So if anybody wants to check that out, that'd be awesome.
Nice.
Thank you.
Awesome. Larry, got anything going
I got
on?
nothing, man. I got nothing. I'm just trying to. My goal is to go a week without buying anything.
Dude, can I say something real quick though?
Yeah,
I have been checking out from time to time. Larry's been doing like this little like health vlog kind of about like the different stuff he does, I guess in the off season, which would be like the height of 25 times my whatever my but I'm like, it's like kind of like inspirational. Like I'm trying to like do more of like, even like he gets up in the morning, starts doing like food prep, and then like he just goes for a walk. Like that's not like the exercise. That's just like goes out for a walk every morning, stuff like that. So I'm like,
yeah, well, I appreciate that. I'm just trying to put out there, like, you can, like, obviously no mentally sound person is going to do things kind of to the level that I do it. I mean, we're bent, there's some kind of childhood trauma that I'm compensating for. I don't know. But the reason I'm doing this is because I feel like regardless of what your fitness level is or what your fitness goals might happen to be, if you can look and say, okay, this dude works a corporate job 50, 60 hours a week, and he can still get in his meal prep, he can still get in his 10,000 steps, he can still get in his training, it can be done.
He can still open 10 figures a day.
And have 14 on the ground waiting on me. But no, it's just I just want to try to show people, one, the things can be done, but efficient ways to do them, ways to save time. You would be shocked how many people that are my age, maybe not quite 48, but in their 20s and 30s and 40s, guys that have come up to me and they talk about their nutrition. They waste so much money on either buying from a meal prep service or going out to eat. They don't know how to cook. Like, dude, how did you get this far in life without knowing how? So just like showing people, look, it can be easy. And you don't have to be a Michelin chef to be able to make food taste good. So yeah, I just want to put easy things out there that people can, whether they're trying to do what I do or just, you know, the lifestyle person that wants to lose 2 or 3 pounds or kind of offset what's coming in the holidays, just make it accessible and make it easy. But yeah, John, I appreciate that.
Cool. Been checking it out. I'm digging it. Thanks.
Just your tip. I mean, my wife has introduced me to this as well, but like your tip of like just putting chicken broth and like cooking your rice in chicken broth.
Oh, game
That's
changer,
like,
dude.
It's
game changer.
I never did until I met my wife, and like it's just a thing that I have to do now, like to have rice.
Tastes so good.
Yeah. All right, let's wrap it up. Thanks everybody for joining us. Thanks everybody for the super chats and all the support. I'm gonna be at the Secret Galaxy Expo on Sunday, so if anybody else is gonna be there, hopefully I'll see you there. I will try to pick up figures for Jonathan and Steph.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, but anyway, thanks everybody, and until next time, may the force be with you.